working to see the facets of everything.
Hi. Um, this video is about Trump's comments apparently while he was watching from his media viewing tent, watching the people, marching and storming the Capitol. And rather than being angry that they were storming the Capitol, he was actually angry that they looked low class. And sorry, I'm in my very messy studio right now. I'm not even going to show it all to you. Generally like to have a prettier background and be a little more dressed up, but it's just weighing on my heart this morning and I couldn't quite focus on my other work. So I just thought I would talk about it for a minute.
Here's a screenshot from The Independent. I've seen it reported by Business Insider, Yahoo News, and multiple other sources. Apparently, it came from an anonymous source within the group of advisors that were sharing the tent with him.
I'll be honest, when I read that he cared more about the fact that they looked low class, it broke my heart. I know these people. This video's, I don't know any other way except to be really, really honest here. I know these people. These people live down the road from me. I think that this president duped these people. The working class, not just white people, all of the working class, but including white people. The working class has been hurting in Middle America since the 1970s. Since suddenly it was figured out, anybody who shops vintage understands this, it was figured out that you could produce things in other countries and pay people way less wages, basically slave labor wages, and sell it here for a much higher profit. All of the manufacturing that used to be done here has moved overseas in the past 30, 40, 50 years. All of those jobs that used to exist don't exist anymore. Yes, racism comes into it. Absolutely. And we can talk about that later. But I think it's also a lot of fear. And when you keep people in a fearful place, you are able to control them better. So the working class is hurting. Donald J. Trump took advantage of that. He and his daughter both, one of the things for me during the 2016 campaign, during 2015 and 2014, when he was saying and going on about American manufacturing, a huge red flag for me in my industry in clothing was that you talk all day long about American manufacturing, but you and your daughter produce everything overseas. You don't have a single item that's made here. In fact, his first several collections of Make America Great Again hats were all made in China. They're not anymore, I think, for the most part, because people called him out on it. But this guy's just here to make a buck. And so when I saw that he was talking about his supporters being low class, it made me just really realize and know something that I've known for a long time, but it broke my heart because he doesn't care about you. Like all of us here, like middle working class America, you're a pawn. You're a tool. He doesn't, like, honestly broke my heart because I know, I have a lot of friends. Black friends, brown friends, friends of all races that tell me I'm crazy for even talking to people who voted for Trump. And I know that there are good people. I know that. These are people, like, the salt of the earth, as they say, the people who have your back, pull you out of a ditch in the storm, come and cut a tree down because, you need it chopped down because it's dead and it's going to fall on your house. People plow your driveway without even being asked, just it snowed and we're gonna just go around and plow driveways because that's what we do. Like, I know these are good people, and I know, don't exactly know, but I know those people at the Capitol. Not all of them, some of them look straight up crazy, but at the same time, like, for him to call all those people low class when they are dressed like almost half of my neighbors here just broke my heart, because it made me really put it into forefront. And I'm not trying to justify people, because we're held responsible for our actions. So don't take this the wrong way. That means that you get out of responsibility. Mother Nature will take you back, like 100%. But what breaks my heart is that this presidency, Donald Trump, but not just him, like half of our government, takes the pain that our government has caused and uses it as a tool to manipulate us rather than being held accountable, rather than holding corporations responsible for raising wages. Can have a separate conversation about whether $15 an hour would work or $12 or whatever it is, but we all know, looking around, that wages are disparate and the wealth gap is widening. He is using us as a pawn. He is preying on weaknesses that have been created due to trade laws, due to tax evasion, due to many other things, that has created a world where, doesn't seem like a lot is possible sometimes with manufacturing and things like that. I do believe it is, but he is using you as a pawn, and he's making fun of you. And I have cried several times when I read this and when I watch it, because I know the people that I grew up with, and I know they're not all bad. And I just want to rise above. I want to prove people wrong. I want to grow. He preys on, it's the idea that he preys on weaknesses, and it's the idea if we only put 3 crumbs on the ground and there's 5 people, I'll make them fight over them, but meanwhile I got a whole bag of cookies right here. He has all the power to make change. All of them do. He could start producing in this country. All of these people do. He plays and he preys into your fear of losing your life and losing your livelihood. And honestly, it's actions like his that do it. We come from workwear, like classic middle America, and he's making fun of that. The Carhartts, the workwear, the boots, the t-shirts, not necessarily what was on all of those t-shirts. I see you, Mr. Auschwitz and 6MWEE, but in general, the look that Trump is talking about, the style, the low-class style, that's working-class style. He's talking about you as being low-class. He says he's there for you, yet he makes fun of you. That's all I have to say. He's making fun of you. Don't let him. Don't be his pawn. It's okay if you did up until now. We've all been lied to. We've all been in that bad relationship where we oh, but I love him. Oh, but he says he loves me. I mean, he actually did say he loves you. But we know it's abuse when then behind your back he's making fun of you. I'm sorry to have to be the one to say it, but he's making fun of us. Don't let him. Let's look for someone who actually has our interests at heart, is actually going to create American jobs and not import half of his products from another country. And at the sake of sounding too nationalistic, because I do love to different cultures and people coming together, and life would be boring if we didn't have that. But one thing that is amazing about this country is our labor laws. You know? So don't let him make fun of you. You know? A lot of times we don't want to believe it when we're being lied to and abused. A lot of times it's true. Anyways, have a blessed day.